Welcome back to the channel. First of all, let me thank all 150 subscribers. It's really cool to see that number increasing daily. Also, a quick reminder that I'll be doing a live stream for the first round of the NFL Draft on Thursday, April 28th, where I'll give away $25 to one lucky subscriber. Today, I'm going to continue my team deep dives. This time, we'll be looking at the New York Giants. Where have they been? What did they do this offseason? And where will that take them? Let's get into it. The Giants are a very proud franchise. They have 4 Super Bowl victories, a multitude of Hall of Famers, and have been one of the best-run franchises in the league for a very long time. However, since their last Super Bowl win in 2011, they've only made the playoffs one time. Eli Manning, who led them to 2 Super Bowl wins over the dynasty that was the Patriots, I might add, had become a shell of his former self, and the franchise needed to start looking in another direction. Daniel Stephen Jones III was born on a sunny day in May of 1997. Fast forward to 2019, and he gets drafted by the New York Giants with the 6th overall pick. He was the second quarterback selected behind Kyler Murray. He has a big arm and deceptive athleticism on a solid frame. Some compared him to Eli Manning coming out of college, so of course this was a match made in heaven. In his rookie season, Jones would start 12 games, going 3-9 with 24 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. He also ran for 2 touchdowns. Jones showed flashes of potential and also showed where he needed to improve. He fumbled 19 times. That's more than 1 per game. But that pretty much sums up his first year. In 2020, the Giants drafted Andrew Thomas to protect Jones and got Xavier McKinney, who was a highly touted safety out of Alabama. The team went from 4-12 the season prior to 6-10. Slow improvement, but improvement still. Jones lowered his fumbles to 10, but his touchdowns came down significantly, only throwing for 11 and rushing for 1 against his 10 interceptions. He missed 2 games with leg injuries, and the Giants went into the 2021 offseason not having a definite answer at quarterback. The 2021 draft was underwhelming to this point for the Giants, but they picked up Kadarius Toney as a weapon for Jones. They were continuing to try and make things work. Unfortunately, this would be Jones' worst season yet and would end early due to a concussion and neck injury. He threw for 10 touchdowns against 7 interceptions and had 7 fumbles in 11 games. The Giants finished 4-13 and have had some big decisions to make going forward. Thanks to the Bears trading up for Justin Fields, the Giants now have the 5th and 7th picks in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Unfortunately, this is widely considered a weak quarterback class. Because of that, the Giants have gone public, stating that Jones is their guy for this year and will be building around him. It is my gut feeling that they will try to trade back to acquire assets in next year's draft to get one of the top 3 highly touted prospects that are expected to be available. The big piece to that is there's someone out there that wants to come up and get it. Assuming they keep at least one of their draft picks, I think they'll either go with one of the top 2 offensive tackles or one of the top 3 edge rushers. Beyond that, Kyle Hamilton is probably a possibility. If they get a star in this draft and are able to trade back to acquire what becomes a top 15 pick next year, then I think they'll be in great shape for the future, especially if Daniel Jones can turn into a top 15 quarterback. So let's talk about this upcoming season. Brian Daboll was hired as the head coach after being the offensive coordinator in Buffalo. He turned the Bills into one of the league's best offenses. Granted, he did have Josh Allen throwing to Stephon Diggs. Is it possible he could turn Daniel Jones and Kenny Golladay into the discount version? If so, in a weak NFC East, they might be able to compete. No team is ever too far away from going to last to first, or vice versa. Realistically, though, I think this might be Jones' final season in New York. If that's the case, and you're a Giants fan, you have to hope they tank hard. Get a top 3 pick and secure your franchise quarterback without having to trade up. I genuinely believe that if they lock in a Pro Bowl caliber left tackle in this draft, secure a top 15 pick next year, and hit on quarterback plus that extra pick, then they're right back to where they want to be. So to sum it up, the future has potential to be very bright for the G-Men, but the horizon is at least 1 season away, I believe. Hit with your top pick in this draft, get an extra pick or 2 next year, and ride on down the road. Maybe Jones will play well enough you can trade him for a 3rd or 4th round pick next year, but I just don't see him becoming the franchise quarterback here. So that'll do it for this edition of Where Have They Been and Where Are They Going? I don't know, help me figure out a good name for this series in the comments. But as always, I appreciate you watching, and if you made it this far, please consider liking the video and subscribing to see more NFL content every Monday and Friday. I'll see y'all next time.